Hello and welcome to today's video. So today is day in the life of a YouTuber, day number 5. So this video is going to be about how to track store-bought food, specifically what I think is the best jerk spot in the GTA, and I think that is Mr. Big's Jamaican Jerk. It's by Glen Aaron and College Way. And I just want to let you guys know that that is literally the best jerk chicken spot in town. And the reason why I say that is because not only do you get the best bang for buck, it's $5. You get a drink, so you can get a can of Coke or a bottle of water, and you get rice, coleslaw, and jerk chicken. So it's fire. I eat it regularly. I know how to track it. And like Chipotle and Jamaican Jerk is like from these two spots that I'm talking about, like Chipotle and jerk chicken from Mr. Big's. Fire food. I feel zero guilt when I'm eating it. And yes, it's probably higher in carbs than a normal meal I would have at home. But the way that I fix that for jerk chicken is at the place that I go to, I ask them if I can do half rice, half coleslaw. And that way they do a little bit of less rice and they do way more coleslaw. Because if not, you get a lot of rice, a tiny bit of coleslaw, and then chicken. So this is literally how I order it. I'll be like, hi there, how are you? Da, 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 da. I was wondering if I can please have one jerk chicken lunch special with half rice, oxtail gravy, and extra gravy on the rice as well. And that's it. $5. I bought 3 today. 2 for VJ, 1 for me. And I'm going to show you how I track it. I'm not physically going to show you how I enter it into MyFitnessPal, but I'm going to show you how I weigh it. So maybe I should say that, how I weigh jerk chicken. And we will show you now. Okay, so this is a jerk chicken lunch special. Oh my goodness, I'm looking at it and like my mouth is salivating, and you guys should feel honored that I'm not eating and I'm recording first. But this is how I would record it, and I'm gonna need 2 hands, so pause 1 second. Okay, easiest way to start is before you turn on your food scale, I would put a clean plate on top and then turn it on. That way the scale is gonna account for the plate that you have on and you don't have to worry about it. So see how it goes to 0 grams? Whereas if I did it like this, okay, 0 grams. It's now 519 grams. You can still do it this way, but then you have to press the 0 button, or sometimes it's called the tear button. So I'm just gonna press that. And it's gonna go back to 0 grams. So technically it's more efficient to just put it on top. Now I'm going to weigh, so what I start with, I always start with the chicken. So I'm going to put it into ounces because that's how I track chicken. And what I would search for on MyFitnessPal is cooked Jamaican jerk chicken, or I would put homemade jerk chicken, or I would just put jerk chicken. I would probably honestly try all of those and find out what you think is the most accurate based on averages. I'm going to use my hands, but my hands are clean. So there's that. So altogether, 4.6 ounces of 4.6 ounces of meat. So now, by the way, this is how I ordered it. So this is what I mean when I said half rice, half coleslaw, and then extra gravy on the rice. They actually did it really, really perfectly this time. And this is oxtail gravy. I've never actually tried oxtail gravy before. I've just heard other people order it. So I'm like, you know what? Today I'm going to live on the edge. So step 1, turn on the scale with your plate on. Move the chicken over and make sure it's in the right conversion. And then take a picture of it, remember it, etc. I have a video recording, so I don't really care. So now I'm going to tear it. And now we are going to weigh out, let's do rice next. So rice. I don't really track vegetables, but I'm going to track coleslaw because I know that there's obviously going to be vinaigrettes and stuff like that. In terms of the gravy, honestly, I probably could track it, but the rice is going to be heavier because of the gravy on top, as well as I'm sure you've realized by now, I really don't care about marinades. And if in the future, like I stopped losing weight, maybe I would track things like this. But as far as I'm concerned, like worrying about the difference between the chicken there and the gravy there is not enough of a reason for me to trip out and not track at all. So I think this is a fair compromise of getting a general idea. And going forward, I would do the same thing for all foods. Anyways, I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Nope, I'm gonna have to stay there. So I teared it. Oh, by the way, so usually, this is from experience, but the rice that I put it on, the unit of measure is usually grams. right? So now I'm going to take my rice. Remember, I'm doing it with one hand. And put it there. You could also not do all of the rice, but because I've done it a few times now and I'm pretty hungry, I'm going to put all the rice on there. And then I have a general number. So far I'm at 109 grams. I still have this much rice, which shows you, like, it's a pretty packed box. Like, look at it. I'm going to put it out properly. Oh, fuck, I just fucked it up. The scale kind of fell off. That's why. But I'm at 121 grams. I still have a bit more rice to do than I'm doing with one hand. I don't have an angle ability on this. So I try my best to get as much as possible. And yes, sometimes coleslaw goes over, but again, rice is worse than coleslaw. So if I overcompensate on the rice, it will still be better than undercompensating on the rice. I'm almost done. Okay, again, one-handed. It's usually not that long, but even if I can do it in one hand, so that's how much rice I got with a little bit of coleslaw, but 210 grams. I would have never known it's 210 grams unless I tracked it. And yeah, you can track the same meal every time, but honestly, it depends. What if the person helping you has a heavy hand? What if there's extra rice that they're giving you? Like, you know? So anyways, for the coleslaw, I'm going to press tear again. And you can see that a little bit of rice is still on the top. But again, I also got rid of some coleslaw. So that's 87 grams. And that's it. Other than that, I'm tracking a Coke, which I would just literally scan the barcode. So in terms of how you find the readings, okay, I'm going to change it back to my view now. Pause. Okay, so in terms of, entering the readings into MyFitnessPal, in general, anytime you're eating out, you always want to overcompensate. And you definitely want to track. And I know there's going to be days where, like, over the summer, I had lots of beach days and it was just too complicated. We do a lot of barbecuing and I don't know, it was just complicated. I didn't want to track, so I didn't. And I'm still losing weight, okay? But for the majority of the time, if you're eating something that you're going to eat regularly, it's best that you find out how you can track it and then stick to that tracking method forever. So the first time I got Jamaican jerk chicken, I keep on saying that, but it's because I want to be as specific as possible when I write it down in MyFitnessPal, because curry chicken could be different from chicken curry, right? I know a lot of people are going to be like, it's the same thing, but you know how different people cook it. So I'm trying to get my data as accurate as possible. And so the jerk chicken, I try to find, like, anything I search. If it's jerk chicken, I search it and I find a reading or an approximate number. I make sure that the macros are included in that entry, because sometimes it will just tell you the calories, but if you click on it, it's like 000. So someone just did a generic entry, looked up how much jerk chicken or shawarma is, but not really the macro breakdown. So I prefer the macro breakdown so I can still be aware. And then I would find another jerk chicken entry. I'd find like 3 entries for jerk chicken with as specific details as possible with the same weight. I would enter the same weight for each of them. And if there's an average, come up with the average. If there's one number that seems extremely low, I wouldn't go with that. If there's one number that is extremely high, I probably would go with that, just because it's better to overestimate and be wrong than it is to underestimate and be wrong, right? And then the coleslaw, same thing. Find 3 entries. Again, I'm not putting regular coleslaw because regular coleslaw has mayo in it, and I know that this one is a vinaigrette and whatever. So I'm going to just put, again, Jamaican coleslaw or Jamaican rice and peas or whatever. These are the search criteria that I'm going to have, because the more accurate the data is, the better it is for me, right? If I'm like not being honest with my entries, the only person it affects is me, right? Like, who's winning, you or me? Like, I'm losing, right? It's just data. Like, and getting mad that you're eating 210 grams of rice is nothing wrong with that. Maybe you're going to eat this and then realize, fuck, I have a little bit of rice left. I'm going to check how much it is and only put in the net amount that I actually ate, right? Or maybe you eat it all and you're like, okay, 200 grams of rice. I eat that and I feel pretty good. I don't feel bloated. I don't feel like I need a nap. Like, I'm good. I'm in a comfortable place. Like, you'll never know these things unless you knew the numbers of what you're having. And now, like this, I've had jerk chicken so many times. Like, I know which entry I'm going for, and I use that same entry going forward. I don't care. Like, for example, Tamil food. People are like, how do you track Tamil food? It's so hard. It's not. But I'll show you guys how I do it. Whatever you decide to do, you're just going to have to be consistent with that and then keep going forward. So, I'm actually really digging the makeup. Like, I put like little blush and it has highlighter on it. And I'm like, wow, what a world of a difference. Anyways, that's all. One more thing I want to talk about. which is just like life happening, right? And best bang for buck. So this place only takes cash or debit, and debit you can pay, but you're gonna have to pay tax. Whereas if I gave cash, it's $5. So if I bought 2 for $10 cash, it would be $11.30. So that's $1.30 difference. But what I would do with that $1.30 difference is so many different things. I can buy a morning coffee, add in another 50 cents. Like, people talk about why is it bad to buy coffee every morning, and I'm like, it's not. Just make sure you have money for it, right? If I'm saving $1.30 because I'm bringing cash and paying with the preferred payment method, then I will, right? So going on opposite of that is some people don't have cash, or they want to get the deal, or they use a credit card. Like, this is just a different example now, but like, I'll show you how I do it. But you know when you're at like a bar and they only take cash, and then you pull money out of the ATM machine in that building, and it's usually not even a bank brand, it's like some random brand. Yo, you're paying convenience fees like crazy. And when I say convenience fees, I mean like you're getting money right now from a different bank. You're going to pay from just automatically pulling that money out. That's charging you $3. Then your bank is going to charge you another $1 or $1.50 for not using their bank. And then the third charge, if you're using a credit card, is you're paying a cash advance fee that starts immediately, like interest right away, as well as the cash advance fee. So that's 4 fees if you're pulling money out of a credit card at an ATM to go buy drinks at a bar. I'm just saying, I'm not judging you. I've done it so many times before, but just be aware, right? And even for today, for example, like I gave a tip to the bell person that came in, so I don't have any cash on me, and I'm like tired, and I'm still hungry, and I'm still sick, and I got jerk chicken, whatever. So I'm tracking my food. I don't feel guilty about eating all this food out and stuff, because at the end of the day, it's still content. And again, my content is going to die down because I'm not going to keep showing you the same video of how to track jerk chicken. Once I have it up there, I'm just going to refer people to, hey, go check out my YouTube video. I tell you how to track jerk chicken. Yeah, in terms of today, my brother is like, here, just use my debit card. So I was going to go into the store and pay the tax amount. But like, whenever I don't have cash, even when I do nails, for example, they prefer cash, right? Or else you get charged tip. I literally just went to a major grocery store, anyone nearby, and most of them will give you cash back. So you could buy a 5-cent bag. I learned that recently because the lady like noticed that I was doing that every time I got jerk chicken. And she's just like, oh, you can just get a 5-cent bag, right? Like, in the meantime, like today too, I kind of want chocolate just in case I have a sweet tooth. And the chocolate was 77 cents. With tax, it was 87 cents. And I pulled out $20. So I paid 87 cents and I got a chocolate bar. I have a big a difference between $1.30 and 80 cents. So say 50 cents. It was 87, but say 43 cents. So I have a chocolate bar. I have 43 cents. And I'm still getting my food, right? Whereas if I was just like, fuck it, I'm just too lazy to walk to just wait in line because I'm so busy and I'm too lazy because I forgot to go to the bank and get some cash out, I'm just going to pay the $1.30. And you can, and I know that a lot of the tips that I'm going to tell you do require a little bit of work, and I have no problem with admitting that. But at the end of the day, you have to find what you're willing to do. Like, another example of something that I do, which I think is so simple, but other people are like, really? You do that? I return empty beer bottles. And like, I don't know why that's so like magical and surprising, because first of all, again, when I talk about doing your part for recycling, like, why not give it to the store that is able to recycle it in the way that they know best, right? Like, why do I have to sort it out and give it to throw it in the garbage or whatever? Like, I might as well bring it to the company that's going to like get rid of it in the most best way possible. And number two, if I'm continuously buying beer at the beer store, and like if you're buying a case, it's significantly cheaper than buying a 6-pack every like couple of days. But again, don't buy a case if you don't drink a case. Just buy the 6-pack. You have to decide, right? But in terms of empty returns, like at the same time I'm going to the store, like I don't go every single day and return one bottle. But if I have like, our family drinks a lot, and if I bought a case of beer over the weekend, say I bring a case back with like a bag, like a reusable bag of all the like liquor bottles, and then I say, hey, like they'll be like, do you want anything? Some days I'll say yes when I'm buying something, and some days I'll say no. And I have, again, change for coffee. Like, everyone's all up on your ass about drinking coffee and spending money on coffee, but it's like, how about the convenience factors that we pay for? Paying for a stupid phone bill that's $100 because we need to have data so we can check out the latest YouTube star, which is Tracking with Cynthia. Like, I get it. I'm really important, but like, I'm not that important. Wait till you go home. Wait till you get Wi-Fi. Wait till you go to a Starbucks and can watch my movie instead of just watching it on the GO train because you're bored and think that you have unlimited data. And if you do have unlimited data, can you like hook a sister up and tell me how I get it? Okay, so I just wanted to say, like, this is how much I ended up not eating, or how much I did end up eating. I don't know, but I'm not gonna put it away or throw it out or anything, and I'm not gonna let anybody else eat it. But or I'm gonna try not to, but it doesn't work like that in our house. If it comes in the house, it's free game for everybody. But yeah, so basically, I'm gonna leave that there. I've already tracked the full portion, but instead of eating it in one go, I'm enjoying eating it in two. Like, I'm full now. I'm stuffed. I had some Coke. There's literally like, I would say I drank about 30% of it. But I'm still going to track it as a whole thing and then spend the rest of the day trying to eat this, and whatever calories I have left, it's all good. Which just shows you that most times store-bought food can fill two people. But because you like don't track it, aren't aware of it, etc., and you just eat from the box, you don't stop, right? But yeah, I just want to show you that. And it's probably going to be after my exit because I didn't think I was going to do that, but turns out I am. So now I'm officially saying bye-bye.